One must go and visit the places and to see and witness how much we own comparing to all other churches, all other denominations. It's very surprising to me that Armenians, being only 10 million in the world, they own almost 50 or 60, sometimes 70% of the holy places. When I say they own, they control it. It's a very important position for the Armenian community in Jerusalem. And I think we should be very thankful those benefactors or our leaders for the past 1700 years have been able to keep these places. And I think we have a very minor responsibility to continue that legacy.
I know I did see some very beautiful videos of yours from the trip, and I would like you to tell us, how do you know for sure that Armenians have been there for so many centuries?
Well, there are historical facts, and when you go there, there are some guides who can give you all detailed information. I'm going to give you one very specific information. During the construction of a highway in Jerusalem, the construction company excavated some Armenian mosaics dating back to 5th century. And then they called the Patriarchate and so forth, so on. It's a history, and right now those mosaics are at the one of the university museum. So we are continuously witnessing that Armenians, right after the acceptance of the Christianity in 301 AD, immediately went to Jerusalem, the holy places, and started purchasing and building churches at those holy sites.
Arant, one of the most important things we have to understand is a lot, if not everything, is decided by the Patriarch. And I know Jerusalem, a noble institution such as it is, has had numerous patriarchs. In fact, they have had 96 patriarchs. And throughout history, especially the latest century, I would say, we have had some excellent patriarchs and some not so good patriarchs. And it is just amazing and fascinating how much the institution depends on the good intentions, the commitment of one person whom we call the Beatitude, the Patriarch. And no matter how many surveys we have done, no matter how many commissions we have sent, no matter how many letters we have sent, no matter how many dollars we have sent, no matter what we have done, a lot rests on the shoulders of one individual, I repeat, who is the Patriarch. What can you tell us about what can we expect of the new generation who are candidates to be the Patriarch of Jerusalem?
Well, we have been operating with the deeds of one person over the past centuries. As a matter of fact, for the past 17 centuries. I think time has come for us to start with changes. Changes means possibly having some advisors as non-clergy and advising the Patriarchate committee or Patriarch himself from the diaspora, including from Europe and America, also from outside, so this way they can manage their assets and hold the holy places intact.
Do you consider it a weakness or strength when a patriarch asks for help and or tries to change things for the better?
I think the patriarch has to be very humble, and there is no reason for when you need the help, and there is no reason for you not to ask for help. Obviously, no matter how strong you are as one person, there are a lot of things that you need some expertise on, so many different fields. And Patriarchate owns so much real estate, so much in holy sites. So the combination of this needs so much expertise, and I think that's where the Patriarchate needs to be changed.
What qualities would you like to see in a patriarch?
Well, obviously, first of all, they have to be very dedicated clergy, and to be a good manager, to bring some outsiders and to manage the business part.
But when you bring outsiders, don't you worry about how much the outsiders may interfere?
Well, when you bring an advisor, if you're interested in doing some business, and when you call your lawyer or your accountant, you get the advice, but the final decision rests with you. So getting the experts, there's nothing wrong with that.
What do you say when people say, just send us the money and we know how to take care of the rest?
Bartan, those days are over.
Well-
We can't send the money, and the transparency and accountability is a must. And I think that's what the new patriarch will have to understand. Well, not only for patriarch, for any community leader, you have to be transparent and you have to be open for new ideas.
You mentioned Archbishop Nurhan Manugyan elected the Vicar General. Does that mean he will be the next patriarch?
No, not necessarily. He will continue to lead that position as long as Turkoman Patriarch is alive, until there will be a new election. I'm not an expert on those things, but I do know one thing, that that's not an automatic position for to be patriarch.
And who elects the patriarch, and who can vote for the patriarch?
All the members, clergy, namely I think the numbers is between 35, all the vartabets, bishops, and there are a few kahanas, not the deacons. Deacons are not allowed to vote. So the total number is somewhere around 35. Possibly there are some outside members of the St. James Brotherhood, maybe additional 10 people. So we have about a total of 45 people.
How do you react to the reality that only 30 people, clergy, can elect a patriarch and there is no civilian representation?
Well, that's the structure of Jerusalem. Now, if you look at our structure here in the U.S., you have so many non-cleric people are voting to elect the primate. And same thing goes to Catholicos of Echmiadzin. You have not only clergy, but you have civilians voting for the election of Patriarch Vehapar. So Patriarchate should not be exception to that.
Is it a reasonable request to make from the new patriarch to change things around?
Well, it's difficult, it's been 1700 years and they used to one system. Change is always difficult to accept, but change is the only way will bring progress.
I think it's a beautiful word to end this interview with the word progress, because that's what we